Right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry. Good morning, everyone. All the online students. Is it the screen is visible? All the online students. Could you please everyone respond in the chat window? All right. Perfect, guys. Let's get started then. Okay. So the one we have been discussing about these particular respective OOPS concepts, right? So as part of that particular OOPS concept, first we have been done with inheritance, and then it will be taking with polymorphism, and then we got that particular encapsulation, and now we need to begin understand this particular respective abstraction. I mean, what exactly mean by that particular abstraction, and how exactly this particular abstraction has been came into the picture. That means if we look into our previous concepts, like we got an inheritance. So how we are conforming the inheritance? Whenever we done with the programming, if you are able to see with the keyword of extends, if you are able to see the keyword of extends, then it will be conforming that we got implemented inheritance. And then it will be taking with this particular perspective of, okay, so which it will be taking with polymorphism. So while working that particular perspective of polymorphism, okay, if I'm just taking with this particular perspective of polymorphism, that it will be mentioning that we got overload, and then it will be taking with override. So while working that particular overload, if we got same method name and different signature, we are saying that overload has been implemented. Same method name, same signature, we are saying that. But same method name, same signature, we are saying that we got implemented override. So that means to implement each and every concept, we are following certain programming standards. Still simple understanding, we are working with the static methods. So how we are conforming it is a static method or not? If you are able to see the keyword of static in the program, then you will be conforming it is a static method. So, or if the method has been calling with the class name, then it will confirm that that is a static method. That means for every programming, you got certain standards here. In the same way, while working this particular abstraction also to implement that particular abstraction. Okay, to implement that particular respective abstraction, we followed certain standards here. So what exactly that particular standards need to be followed is, first thing it will be mentioning that using the keyword of abstract. The first thing is using the keyword of abstract. Okay. And the second one is which it will be mentioning that using within the keyword of that particular abstract. Okay. Right. Let's see here. And then which it will be taking with this particular step here. So now, which it will be taking with the second one is, we can mention that it will be taking with this particular second step. For abstract methods, For abstract methods, let's say that for abstract, we are clearly saying that. See, guys, not like regular methods. We are saying that for abstract methods. For abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. Implementation provided in another class. And the last one is creation of object. Creation of object. Okay. Creation of object will not be possible. Creation of object will not be possible for. Okay. Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. Abstract class. Okay, right. So these are three things here. So while working this particular abstraction or to implement that particular abstraction, we need to be get followed these particular standards here. So let's see that how exactly we can get follow or we can implement these particular standards here. Right. Let's see that. Let's look into that. Just 1 minute, guys. Okay. Right. So now, while working this particular abstraction, we need to get go with these particular three steps here. So first one is using the keyword of abstract. Second one, for abstract methods implementation. For abstract methods implementation provided in another class. And the last one, creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. So let's see that. So how exactly we can go with these particular things. So how we can work with these particular concepts here. Okay, let's look into that. See the first thing. First one is using with the keyword of abstract. That means if you want to write abstract class or if you want to create abstract method, it will be using with the keyword of abstract. First, it will be taking with. First, I will be taking with this particular perspective of. First, I will be mentioning that I will be taking with abstract class. Providing with the class name, I will be mentioning that bank. It will be providing that particular respective class name that it will be taking with bank. So which it will be taking with that particular respective abstract class, it will be taking with that particular respective class name as a bank. Then it will be taking with that particular abstract method. So that particular abstract method, now it will be taking with the method name. So that particular respective method name, it will be mentioning that abstract and then it will be taking with the method name is credit and which it will be taking with that particular method name. In the same way, we are writing one more method that it will be taking with debit, which it will be taking with one more method that it will be taking with debit. So here, see the concept as simple. If I'm taking with abstract class, so that particular abstract class, sorry, using with the keyword of abstract, using the keyword of abstract. So now, if I just go with this particular one, it will be taking with credit method, which it will be taking with that particular respective of debit method. Now, this is the first one. What is the second one? These are abstract methods. Just we define the methods only. Just we got defined with the methods only. For these particular methods, implementation. For these particular methods, implementation need to be provided. For these methods, implementation need to be provided in another class. So that means, so what is the method we got? Credit. First, we'll be creating with the class, providing with the class name is HDFC. Providing with the class name is SDFC. Okay. Now, for this particular class, what are the methods we got? It will be taking with credit method. So for this particular credit method, it will be taking with that particular implementation. So which it will be writing that particular related code. Okay. So in the same way, it will be taking with debit method. So for that particular debit method, it will be providing that particular implementation, which it will be taking with that particular debit method. See that? So if I just go with this particular one, first I will be taking with this particular respective of abstract class. For this particular respective abstract class, we are using the keyword of abstract. Okay, done. So and then it will be taking with, for this particular abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. Now, these particular implementation can be provided in one class, or we can provide it in more than one class. So these particular implementation can be provided in one class, or it will be taking with more than one particular class here, which you can provide in one class, or it will be taking with more than one particular class here. Right. So that it will be mentioning, it will be taking with that particular respective class name, that it will be taking with ICICI. So which it will be taking with that particular class name, that it will be taking with ICICI. Okay, done. And finally, we got abstract methods. Abstract methods we need to access. In general, if you want to access a method, we need to create an object. Okay, so we need to create that particular respective object here. Right? So if I go with that particular respective object, if I go with that particular object, the creation cannot be possible for abstract class. So according to the programming, for abstract class, we cannot create any object. Because of that, what it will do is, it will be taking with the help of extents. Extents of, it will be mentioning that bank. Extents of, it will be taking with that particular respective of bank. Okay. Then in the same way, which it will be taking with this particular one. So here also it will be mentioning that. So here also it will be taking with this particular one, mention that extents of bank, which it will be taking with extents of bank. So that is what it will be mentioning that it will be taking with abstraction concept. So what exactly the common meaning of abstraction? Like if I go with this particular encapsulation, we mentioned that data hide in this, sorry, data binding. In case of abstraction, it will be saying that data hide. So why we are saying that data hide? So what is the meaning of that particular terminology is see here. Inside of abstract class, you written credit method, debit method. Only methods are visible. But for these methods, your actual implementation, your actual implementation available in, your actual implementation available in another classes. So that is not visible here. So in the abstract methods, only method name is visible, but actual implementation provided in another class. That is what I will be taking with abstraction. I mean, that is what in general, if you search in a YouTube or Google, the people who are explaining the abstraction, they will be giving very common example. Like the common example is they will say that car. If I'm taking with the car, you guys will be knowing how to start the car. But internally, for starting the car, whatever the logic, that implementation, it will be available. But that is not visible for the user. As a user, just you will start the vehicle. But internal mechanism will not be visible for the user. That is what exactly the concept of that particular abstraction. That means the internal mechanism will be hide only. That is what I will be saying that abstraction. Encapsulation, data bind. Encapsulation, data bind. Abstraction, you will be taking with data hide. Okay, so this is what it will be taking with this particular concept of abstraction. So let's see that how exactly we can write this particular program. So let's look into that, how exactly we can write this particular program. Okay, see that. Let's go with the program example. Right. So which I will be taking with right click on that particular TypeScript example. I will be taking with the new file. Mentioning that we will be taking with example that I will be taking abstraction dot ts, which I will be taking with that particular respective of dot ts. Okay. Now we can see how exactly we can write that particular respective program. So how exactly we can write that particular program? First thing, we need to use with the keyword of abstract. First, I will be taking with the keyword that I will be taking abstract. Then you will be creating abstract class, providing with the class name as a bank. We can provide any class name. We can provide any class name. I just mentioned that particular abstract class name as a bank. Okay. Then inside of abstract class, you will be providing that particular abstract. Abstract it will be taking with the method name that it will be taking with credit. In the same way, it will be taking with the method name that it will be taking with debit. So first, we got defined one particular abstract class. Inside of that particular abstract class, we got defined that particular abstract methods, which we got defined that particular abstract methods. Okay, right. Now, inside, okay, this is the first one. What is the second one? These are abstract methods. What these methods need to do? In general, what is the use of the method? For common understanding, what is the use of the method? Mhm. Right. To perform action. Use of the method to perform an action. That means the method has to be perform an action. So what kind of action it has to perform? So what kind of action it has to be performed? Right? So that is what it is not provided. So that implementation will be available in another class. So that particular implementation will be available in another class here. So that is what we are writing, which it will be taking with class. You can provide any class name, it will be taking with SDFC. And then it will be taking with this particular class, which it will be taking with that particular SDFC. You will be having that particular one. Okay, done. So now if I just go with this particular one, let's see here. So how you will be taking with implementation? What is the method we got? Credit method. So for this particular credit method, just we are printing with the statement that it will be mentioning that SDFC credit, then it will be taking with that particular respective of SDFC debit. Now, this implementation we can provide in one class or it will be taking with another class. We can provide implementation in one class or it will be taking in more than one class. So I just provided class name. I will be mentioning that ICICI. So here I will be mentioning that ICICI. Done. See the concept now? First thing, okay. Okay. So first we are using the keyword of abstract. For abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. Okay. Now we need to begin create an a object. Okay. So we need to begin create an a object. So, but according to the programming, for abstract class, we cannot create an object. Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. So that is the reason it will be taking with the help of extends. Extends of it will be taking with bank. Extends of it will be taking with the bank. So here also it will be taking with extends of it will be taking with bank. So by that it will be giving an access of abstract methods. As it got access of abstract methods, now we can go with creating the object. But please be very clear, guys. We are not creating the object for abstract class. We inherited abstract class and creating with the object for regular classes here. So we created object for that particular HDFC and which it will be taking with that particular ICICI. It will be taking with console.log. So now if I'm executing with the program, it will be able to see in printing all that particular statement. Let's see that. Open in integrated terminal. Open in integrated terminal. So here, if I just go with this particular one, let's see here. So this particular one, it will be taking with the command TSX, TypeScript executor. Okay, so TSX, it will be taking with TypeScript executor. Okay, providing with the file name. Example underscore, it will be taking with that particular file name. Okay, if I click on enter, then it will be providing that particular result SDFC credit and then taking with the debit and ICICI credit and debit. So here to get in a whole conclusion, how simple you can understand these particular concept is, let's go with a very common example for easy understanding. All you guys has been very well knowing about RBI. Right? So all you guys has been very well knowing about that particular RBI mentioning the Reserve Bank of India. Now, if I'm taking with this particular RBI, if I'm taking with this particular RBI, can we open any account with the RBI? Yes or no? Can we open any account with RBI? So can we open that particular account from RBI? No. So we cannot open any account from that particular RBI. See the understanding, guys. See the concept. We cannot open any bank account from RBI. But to open the bank account from any of the banks, the terms and conditions, I mean the guidelines for opening the bank account, guidelines provided by RBI, yes or no? For every bank, the guidelines has been provided by RBI or not? Yes or no, guys? So now you can understand the concept in the very simple way. So here, RBI is giving with the guidelines. So here, these particular respective of RBI, it has been providing that particular respective guidelines here. So these particular guidelines has been implemented. So that particular guidelines has been implemented by HDFC. In the same way, that particular guidelines implemented by ICICI. Right? So for these particular abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. Just take an example of RBI and a bank. You can easily get understand on that. Okay. Now see the concept. So RBI has been giving with the guidelines. What are the guidelines they are giving as an example? Every bank need to perform the credit and need to perform the transactions of the debit. That is what the guidelines they are releasing. So by that, remaining all that particular banks, they need to go with performing only these particular things. That means this abstraction is nothing but like in a guidelines. That guidelines has been implementing by all other banks here. So that is what it will be taking with abstraction concept. For example, assume that you guys can understand in this particular market, in case of RBI concept is not available, what will happen? If RBI concept is not available, what will happen? Mhm. Right. So if RBI concept is not available, as simple as every bank, they will be coming up with their own rules here. Like HDFC, he will take his own rule, and then ICSI, he will be coming up with his own rule, and then that particular SBI, he will be coming up with his own rules. For example, they can come up with their own interest rate. There is no common concept of common interest rate. Like HDFC, he will be taking his own interest rate. ICICI, their own interest rate. So every people, they will be coming up with their own things. You will not have any controlling here. So that is how RBI has been formed it. So by that, this RBI is giving some guidelines saying that personal loan not greater than this interest, home loan not greater than this interest rate, or for account opening, these guidelines, account closing, these guidelines. So all the guidelines has been provided by RBI. That guidelines has been implementing by other banks here. So that is what exactly abstraction concept. So while working with the abstraction also, think like a developer. When you are developing any software related to that particular application, what are that guidelines it will be provided in abstraction. Related to that particular methods, implementation available in another class. Okay, so this is what it will be taking with the concept of this particular respective abstraction. This is what it will be taking with the concept of that particular respective abstraction. See the whole concept now. Whenever you are working with the abstraction, you need to be get follow certain guidelines. I mean, certain standards need to be followed. What are the standards need to be followed? First thing is using with the keyword of abstract. Using the keyword of abstract. Second one is you will be taking with for abstract methods implementation provided in another class. For abstract methods implementation provided in another class. And the third one, creation of object will not be possible. Creation of object will not be possible for abstract class. So that is what you will be taking with this particular abstraction. Okay, in a similar way, how we got an abstraction concept, in a similar way, we got a concept of interface also. As part of this particular OOPS concept, we got that particular abstraction and it will be taking with interface also. So what exactly the meaning of that particular interface and how exactly this concept has been came into the picture. Okay, so what exactly the meaning of this particular interface and how exactly this interface has been came into the picture. Right? Let's see that. Let's look into that. Okay. Now, to understand this particular concept in an easy way, to understand this concept in an easy way, let's go with the general concept as you guys has been very well knowing about test lead and then you will be taking with the tester. You're very well knowing about test lead and tester. Okay. Now, in general, the main job role of the test lead, What is the main job role of the test lead? As a test lead, what he has to do? As a test lead, what he has to do? Right. So the main job role of that particular test lead, we can say that create an test plan. It will be creating with test plan. The main job role of the test lead is he will be creating with the test plan here. Okay. And then he will be taking with the tester. And then he will be taking with tester. So first one, he will be taking with test plan. Then he will be taking with tester. Okay. Now what tester will be doing? The job role of the tester is this particular tester is implement test plan. See the understanding, guys. See the understanding. As a test lead, he was creating the test plan. He was creating test plan. Now, that particular test lead, whatever the test plan has been prepared, according to the test plan, that plan has been implemented by the tester. Like test lead mentioned, within 1 week, testing to be completed, test cases to be completed, automation to be completed. So according to the plan, testers will be working. So that particular testers, multiple testers will be working. So that means plan has been done by one person, implementation has been done by another person. Please be very clear. Plan has been done by one person, implementation done by another person. Implementation done by another person here. So this is what it will be taking with, and then which it will be having with these particular respective steps here. Right? So in this way, we need to be get cross-check that. So in this way, we need to be get cross-check that it will be taking with this particular step. Right? Okay. Now, same concept applied in programming. So the test lead plan, tester implementation. How you can understand is the test lead, the test plan equal to interface. Equal to interface. Tester equal to class. So for any project, for one project, how many test leads will be there in common? For one project, how many test leads will be available? How many test leads will be available? One test lead, right? So for one project, one particular test lead. For one project, one particular test lead will be available. Multiple testers will be there. Test lead will be one only. Test lead will be one only. But the testers, multiple testers will be one. So in case of the project is very big project, multiple test leads will be there. But I'm talking about in common for one project, one particular test lead. So for one test lead, under one test lead, multiple testers will be working. Same concept applied here. One interface. For one interface, you can have multiple classes here. Okay. Now, let's go with these particular programming standards. While working interface also, we need to follow some programming standards here. So what are the standards? As usual, first one is using the keyword. Using the keyword of interface. Using the keyword of interface. right? So which he will be taking with that particular one, he will be mentioning that using with the keyword of interface. And the second one, as usual, for interface methods. For interface methods, implementation, implementation provided in another class. For interface methods, implementation provided in another class. Provided in another class. And again, creation of object. Creation of object will not be possible for interface. Creation of object will not be possible for interface. So these three are common standards here. And along with that, while working with the interface, while working this particular interface, so previously we done with inheritance concept, single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance. Single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance. In the same way, we got multiple, which will be taking multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance done by using interface. So multiple inheritance done by using interface. Interface by having, by using, or by using keyword of implements, by using keyword of implements. That means, see the concept here, slight confusion will be there, but please be very clear, we can easily understand it. See the concept. While working inheritance, we got single level inheritance, we got multi-level inheritance, we got multiple inheritance. We have single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance. So while working this particular single level, multi-level, while working that particular single level and then taking with multi-level, right? So this is, it will be mentioning that which it will be taking with. So these particular two things, inheritance done by using extends keyword, extends keyword. Okay, inheritance done by using extends keyword. So while working with the single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, that is what we are already done. So inheritance done by using extends keyword and with inheriting class, right? So we are inheriting with the class, but when it's come to multiple, see here. So while working this particular multiple, it will be mentioning that inheritance done by using implements. Please be very clear, guys. Implements keyword with inheriting interface. You are not inheriting with the class. You are not inheriting with the class. You are inheriting interface. You are inheriting interface here. Okay, so this is what it will be taking with that particular respective multiple. So while working that particular multiple, So while working that particular respective multiple, we can say that inheritance done by using implements keyword with inheriting interface here. Okay, done. Let's go with an example how exactly these things will be done. Okay, right. First, I will be writing with the common example. After that, I will be writing with the detailed program. Let's see here. And all the online students, the small update from tomorrow, your class timings will be same. Previous timings only 11 o'clock. For now, we're done with the 11:30, right? So from tomorrow, your session timings will be 11 o'clock only, 11 to 12:30. Please take with the plans according to that. Please take with the plans according to that. Okay. So from tomorrow, you will be taking with the plans according to that. 11 o'clock, 11 to 12:30. Okay. Right. See here. So first, I'm creating one particular interface. Providing with the interface name. I'm giving with the interface name as a Selenium. Inside of this interface, I'm writing the methods. Open application, taking with close application, and then taking with click method. This is one interface. In the same way, we are creating one more interface that it will be taking with this particular respective playwright. See here, we created two interfaces. One is Selenium, another one is Playwright. Right. Okay, so one is Selenium, another one is Playwright. Now, for these particular methods, implementation provided in another class, tester 1. Tester 1 working with Chrome browser. So what he will be doing, how we can open that particular open application, close application, click activity related to that particular Chrome browser. Related to that particular Chrome browser, he will be providing that particular implementation. That means he will be providing that particular statements. So similar to that, he will be taking with these particular clause, which it will be taking with these particular clause. Right? So now here, what is mean by these particular advantages? Now we are using with the keyword of implements, and then you will mention Selenium, and then you will be taking playwright. Now you can understand the concept of multiple inheritance. Please be very clear, guys. Please be very clear. Understand with the concept of multiple inheritance. Multiple means parallel. At a time, we are able to inherit two interfaces. At a time, we are able to inherit two interfaces. Okay. In the same way, I can go with one more particular class. I can go with one more particular class. So here I will be mentioning that I will be taking with tester 2. The tester 2, he will be working. Tester 2, he will be taking with Firefox. Tester 2, he will be taking with Firefox. So here we got a class which it will be taking with that particular tester 2, which it will be mentioning that it will be taking with that particular Firefox. So tester 1 working on Chrome implementation, tester 2 working on Firefox. So for that particular both the interfaces, you will be taking with the Selenium and Playwright. So internal code, you are not worried. For now, you guys need to get understand with the concept wise. So what is the concept here? With the help of interface, we can implement multiple inheritance. Meaning of multiple inheritance, same time we can inherit more than one interfaces. So that is what you will be taking with multiple here. Okay, right. Let me write in a program. You will get in a more clear picture. Let's see that how exactly the program will be working. See that. First, I will be taking with new file, mentioning that example underscore. You will be taking with interface dot. You will be mentioning that TS. Okay, done. Now, first, we need to create one interface by using the keyword of interface. Providing interface name is Selenium. In this, we are coming up with some methods mentioning that open application. Then you will be taking with one more method, close application. In the same way, you will be creating one more interface. That particular interface you will be taking with Playwright. So we got two interface. One is Selenium, one is Playwright. Now what I'm doing for these particular interface methods, implementation provided in another class. Tester1. Tester1 you will be taking with Chrome browser. For that particular Chrome, you need to provide implementation. So which you will be taking with tester1 Chrome open application, tester2 Chrome application. Now he need to inherit these interfaces. For that, you are using with the keyword is implements of Selenium, comma Playwright. So in case of multi-level, you don't have this option. When you're working with the multi-level inheritance, when you're working this multi-level inheritance, so here I cannot go with mentioning that B comma A. Okay, so which I cannot go with B comma A. It will give an error. So here, if you want to implement that particular multiple, which you will be taking with the help of this particular respective of interface concept here, which you will be taking with interface. Now, the same thing I will be doing. So, which I got taking with this particular class. Then I will be taking with this particular class, which I will be taking with tester2. I'll be taking with tester2. So, tester2 working with the Firefox. So, tester2, which I will be taking with Firefox. So which you will be considering that particular tester2 Firefox open application and Firefox close application, which we inherited two interfaces at the same time here. Okay, now if I'm executing with the program, but to execute in a program, we need to call the methods. If I want to call in a method, I need to create object. Creation of object for interface will not be possible. Because of that, you will be creating for that particular respective object, which you will be taking with that particular respective object, which you will be mentioning that object 1. Otherwise, I'll be mentioning that tester 1. So I'll be taking tester 1. So then you will be taking with tester 1 dot open application and then tester 1 dot close application. Similar to that, you will be taking with tester 2 open application, tester 2 close application. So this is how you will be taking with in implementing that particular respective interface concept. So if I'm executing with the program, both the things will be executed TSX. Okay, so TSX mentioning that TSX file name example underscore you will be taking with interface.ts. Interface.ts. So that is it will be printing that particular respective statements here. So looks like abstraction interface similar. Similar features will be there. At the same time, difference also will be there. What will be the difference here? If I go with the similar features, first one for abstraction and for interface, for both the things, creation of object will not be possible. For both the things, creation of object will not be possible. In the same way, for abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. For abstract methods, implementation provided in another class. Okay, what will be the difference here? In case of abstraction, you are using the keyword of extends, but interface, you are using the keyword of implements. In case of abstraction, you are inheriting the class. In case of interface, you are inheriting. In case of this particular one, you are inheriting these particular interfaces. While working abstraction, you are using within the keyword of abstract, and while working that particular interface, you will be using within the keyword of that particular interface. So this is what you will be taking with, you will be having this particular abstraction and which you will be taking with that particular perspective of interface here. So in this way, we got a concept here. You may get in a doubt, sir, in real time, how we can use these things here? As these many concepts we are discussing, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation, interface, in a real time, how you will be using, in testing, how you will be using. That is what we require. So that we will be understanding once we start our actual playwright. Once we start our actual playwright automation, every concept as part of the requirement, you will be applying it. There you will get in a more clear picture. But before that, you need to be get go with. So before that, you need to be get go with in taking with having the comfortable with the concepts wise here. Then you will get in a more clear picture in the playwright. Our main target is playwright. To make that playwright is more easy and more comfortable, we need to use these particular concepts here. Okay, so let's go with this particular practice here. Next, we are pending with exception handling. We need to discuss exception handling, and mainly as part of this particular playwright, we have a concept of models. Our whole playwright has been developed based on the models concept in the TypeScript. What is mean by models, you will understand tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll try to complete this particular TypeScript and then we'll be getting started with our actual playwright. But again, I'm saying, guys, if you want to become more comfortable with the playwright, want to make it a more easy of the playwright, please go with this particular practice. You can utilize offline lab, you can utilize online lab and take with the more practice here. Okay? Clear everyone? Right. So please look into the practice, guys. Spend with the more time into the practice here.
Bluetooth mode.
Clear?
Sure.
Right. Any questions? You guys can carry on your questions. And from tomorrow, don't forget, from tomorrow, timings will be 11 a.m. From tomorrow, your timings will be 11 a.m. Take with the plans according to that. Okay. Yeah.
Sir, good
Online
afternoon.
students. Yeah. Carry on.
Sir, for abstract class, we can
Hmm.
implement all methods, or we can implement the few methods is enough.
No, no. Repeat the question again.
In abstract class, right?
Hmm.
We can extend that abstract class. So
Correct.
for that extend class, right? We can implement all the methods in the abstract class is necessary, or you can
No, here
implement.
it is not
Hello.
mandated. Now assume that you got two methods. We can provide only implementation for credit method. But
Hello.
in case interface, it is mandatory of both the things here. So while working with the interface, whatever the interface methods are there, for all the interface methods, implementation need to be available in the another classes. Okay? Is it
Okay.
clear?
No, sir. In
Okay.
go to the abstract class.
Mm. Mm.
In this abstract class, class HDFC can extend the
Mm.
bank, right? Here we
Mm.
can. I need only the credit method. I don't need the debit method. It is
That is
possible,
what.
or
Yeah, that is what I'm saying, right? That can be done. So it's not
okay,
like mandatory that you have to go with these particular ones. So here, whenever you are taking with these particular one, so for that particular, these particular credit and then taking with the debit method. Two methods we got it. So here now we can see, if I remove that, it is giving an error. Okay. If I just mention it will go with that particular error will be resolved because whatever that abstract methods are there for that particular abstract methods we need to be get provided.
okay. All methods is necessary to provide.
Yes.
In interface, sir.
Hmm. Interface also mandatory.
Okay. On the in the same class, class HDFC extends bank. Okay, then can implement also provide here only, or it is error.
No, implements keyword you cannot use it. While working with the abstraction, you will be taking with the extends keyword on, not implements keyword. While working with the interface, you will be working with the implements keyword. Okay?
Oh, okay. At a time you cannot use extend and implement, right?
No.
We can.
And also the same, right, sir? In abstract and interface, both are similar only, right? Here
You will
implementation is there and provide the
as
declare.
simple as while working with the abstraction, you have single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance. While
Okay.
working with the interface, you got a multiple inheritance.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, sir. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
right. Okay. Next.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes. Yes, carry on.
Leela. Here. Uh, yeah. What is the use of this abstract method, so exactly? I mean,
Now assume that, so
mm,
whenever you're working with the abstraction, you're developing one particular project. So that particular project, what will happen for the client, I mean, or for the people, you don't want to give in a visibility of exact implementation. For example, here you written the logic. You don't want to give this implementation for other people. So then you will be giving an access of only for these methods here. By that, what will happen? The other user will understand that he got an access of credit method. But internally, in that particular credit method, what kind of implementation is there, he will not be able to have a visibility. So that functionality has been got hiding it. That is what he will be
okay.
saying the data hide. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next. All right, guys. So please take with the more practice, guys. Tomorrow we'll try to complete this particular TypeScript, and after that we'll be taking with the help of our actual concept of the playwright. Moksha, you will be getting a link to your WhatsApp number. Okay, related to that particular TypeScript session, you guys will be getting in a meeting ID to your WhatsApp link number. To the management team, whatever the number you given, you will get to that number.
Hello, sir. This is Shravani.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, we define the methods open application in front of void. We are put semicolon, right? What is the exact mean, sir?
That statement will be ending it. So whenever you are giving with that particular colon symbol means, so as part of the programming, that statement has been completed. So then it will go with the next statement. So that is what the meaning of that here.
I mean,
Okay.
it returns the value and we write the method before we are put a.
The slight difference will be there in the Java and then TypeScript. When you're working with the Java, you will be having with this particular word will be written first. After that, we'll write method name. But when
Yeah.
it's after the TypeScript, it will be reverse. First, you are writing the method name. After that, you are taking with the void statement. The slight difference will be there in the syntax. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Sir, hello, sir. One more
Yes.
thing. Hello.
Hmm.
Here, abstract method declaration and then here implementation in HDFC class.
Correct.
Here, actually, according to just this class only, here there is no difference. If we can write the method here and then implementation also in this class, then what is the use of this abstraction?
So that is what I given the example of RBI. So if we assume that you don't have RBI,
I mean,
without having the RBI also, the banks will operate it. But what will happen? Every bank will be coming up with their own rules only, right?
in
Other than
realistic
that,
example, that is fine. According to this, both the class and this abstract class and then implementation class, I'm asking that we can provide that implement method declaration and method implementation also inside the class. Then why we
this
go
is
to
no,
this
This is
concept?
no. This is in a regular class. This is in an abstract class. So for the regular class, you can create an object. For the abstract class, you cannot create an object. Okay. So here inside of the class, you are saying that we can define the method here only, and here only we can
There
give
is no difference. That is my doubt. There is no
No,
difference of this one and this one.
no. The difference is this
Hmm.
is in a regular class. This is an abstract class. We are clearly mentioned the keyword is abstract. That means the program will understand that if you try to create an object for this abstract class, it will not allow you. So that is what the functionality of the abstract class. And as part of the programming, what are all the things we have to implement, we are defining in the abstract class. For these particular abstract methods, I'm giving the implementation based on my individual requirement. So as part of HDFC, I'll go with the own implementation. As part of ICICI, I'll go with my own implementation. But
Okay,
both the things are applying for these particular standards of the abstraction.
but
Okay.
in abstract class, only declaration is possible. We didn't provide any details, so that's what I'm.
That is what we are saying, right? According to this particular abstraction concept, for abstract methods implementation, we are not providing here. That implementation will be there in another classes.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing, sir. Just method creation. Sorry, object creation.
Hmm.
Um, hmm. This is the object for HDFC class or
We can ignore this
just
one, then if you have any confusion. Okay.
okay. So this is purely object of HDFC class only.
Correct.
Mm.
Okay.
Before that, why you use that
No, we
bank?
doesn't.
Why do
Don't
we
worry.
mention that bank name, sir?
Not required to mention. Okay. If I'm executing, it is perfectly working. So again, that will create confusion for you. Okay, the reason we mentioned is it has to inherit that particular bank class. So that is the reason we have been added. So don't be confused about on that. You can go with the regular approach on. So which it will be giving that particular result. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Right.
okay.
Right. Next.
But if it is abstract class, we are defining objects in the next class. So can we take it in the different two files? One file is abstract, and one class is a
Yes.
implementation. So that in that way we can call it right extends method.
We can do that. Either in the same file, we can create two classes and we can inherit. Otherwise, we can create two individual files and then we can do that particular inheritance. That can be done.
It's the same way for the this thing another
Right.
abstraction
Okay.
also.
For abstraction and interface, both can be applicable.
Interface.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. Rahul, you will get a meeting ID for your personal WhatsApp number. Okay. Whatever the number is given to the management team, for that particular number, you will get it. Okay. Right. All right, guys.
Okay, sir.
Guys, 8 a.m. class link you will get from the management team. So 8 a.m. link by the today end of the day, all you guys will be receiving to your personal WhatsApp number. To your personal WhatsApp number, you will be getting with the Zoom ID. Okay. Right. Recordings will not be available. For TypeScript session, there is no recordings. Either you have to attend with the sessions in offline or you need to attend with the sessions in online.
Why, sir? Is there any particular reason?
I mean, we have some limitations are there, so that is we don't have an access for that. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
but just inform any other timing session will be there. Please let
You will
me
get
know.
again evening batch. You will be getting with the notifications. You will be having the evening batch. Okay.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. All right, guys.
Yes,
Okay then.
fine. Thank you.
Take care about the things. Meet you tomorrow then. Thank you.